welcome to this week's mini holiday mega episode of Armchair Analysts podcast. I'm your host, Johnny. With me is
Ace.
Big Ace, and then we have a guest over here, little Yoda, little Grogu's in the house tonight. He's going to be assisting. He's doing the technical stuff, and the Force be with him. But yeah, we're in episode 47. Damn.
47.
47.
And with him behind us, we should have no technical glitches either.
No glitches, none. This show is flawless now. But yeah, so we're gonna make it quick since we got holidays and people got shit to do, including myself and my Hanukkah hosts over here. But before we get into that, let us check out what we got going on. So,
for sure.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, please give us a follow at A Podcast. We're also on the YouTubes. All of our episodes are now recorded on video and also on audio for streaming, wherever the hell you see fit. So we're good to go there. And Mr. Ace, I'm actually foregoing my random rant because you have to tell me all about them wonderful Vikings and how they did this weekend.
You want me to start? Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean...
You said
that was a cork opening.
I didn't know this was going to be that early. Yeah, for those listening, it's a nice bottle of.
You have the price tag on there, you cheap ass. You see?
Oh, whoops.
We're starting with the regional fun here for Mr. Ace because
the Regional Roundup, yes.
Because it's imperative that he gets this out right now. There you go. That's a nice pour. Look at the legs on that.
It kind of matches the wine color.
That's beautiful.
Matches their
beautiful.
Viking shirt. Yeah, they lost to the Trubisky-led Bears, and I even said in the last episode that I'd consider him better than Cousins after that game. And I mean, for the money, sure, maybe. I guess you could say that. I was obviously joking, whatever. But I don't even know where to begin. I think what's funny is we talk about always first half, second half starts, and again, same stupid thing. I knew we were going to get, like, here's the problem. As a fan, when I know we are going to get down early, it's frustrating to watch. And you've said it countless times. And so sure enough, I had to look up the stats. We are 25th in the league for first half scoring at 10 points a game on average. And of course, first in second half scoring at 15.
Oh, there's a game going on. We should try. Let's throw 5 TDs.
So here's what's even more unique about that. This I think is even more telling. In the second quarter, we are 30th at 4. I know it's only so it's between 5.6 and 4.4 between the first quarter and the second quarter. 4.4, we're 30th. That just means we aren't adjusting in game as much as we'd like.
At all, really.
Correct. And people, and then I looked in the third quarter too. We're scoring more than we are in the first. So clearly we're maybe making adjustments at halftime.
A little bit, yeah.
Point is, people here are talking about, obviously after the game, people are, a little high and thinking stupid and whatnot, but they were talking about getting rid of Kubiak, offensive coordinator, as one option based off that. A lot of people that I listened to on the fan radio said that it's more or less stale, our offense. And it's like, how come we're always playing from behind? What's going on with this? They want somebody a little more upbeat, I think. And fans are frustrated, rightfully so. And
it's actually crazy. The Vikings have literally the opposite problem that the Packers do. The Packers put up all their points in the first half, sometimes the first quarter, and then nothing really happens in the second half. So maybe we need so we have the Vikings offense in the second half, the Packers in the first half, and the Bears defense, and Lions special teams. We got a team, bro. You combine the whole division.
Yeah. The Lions blocked. I think the Lions blocked one of our points.
Mostly just Prater, but I mean that's you combine everybody. We have an actual NFL team. Wow.
It was 33-27 was the final, I think, or no, 30-27. Bears Vikings.
It was just enough to screw the spread by half a point. I know that. Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, technically, the Vikings are still alive for the last playoff spot. So, I mean, you got to win out. But I mean, that's kind of everyone who's on the outside looking in. That's kind of the thought process right now. So, I don't know who are the last 2 teams the Vikings play. Here's the Google.
The last 2 teams.
Here comes the type it. He's got to look.
Jaguars and Panthers. Wasn't it the Jaguars and Panthers?
Terry Tunnelground goes against his former team.
So, and we lost. We beat the Jaguars in overtime. It took us down to the final play basically to beat the Panthers, and we tried to come back on the final play to beat the Bears. Basically, did
Wait,
you
you just
see?
said that the Vikings play the Panthers to close out the season.
Oh no, sorry. You're talking about the final two games.
Yeah, the 2 games you have to win to
Sorry.
get in
Oh
the
my god.
playoffs.
Oh, I
Jesus.
was thinking previous.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Oh my god, I'm completely blanking on who they play this week.
All right.
Seriously, help me out. Help me out because I
No,
completely.
no.
Uh,
All right. So Green Bay, it was a really
it's
tough
yeah,
game. The Panthers play everybody pretty close to the vest. I mean, even the Chiefs, escaped by just a narrow margin.
yeah.
I think I can't remember what the stat was, but they
Oh my
had.
god, the Saints Christmas. Sorry,
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be. Please beat
that's
them though. Then we
embarrassing.
can have 2 weeks rest. It'll be great. But
Yeah, the
it's I don't know,
Saints
man. The
won.
the Panthers, they play tough. That defense, it's young, but damn, are they? I don't know if it was a combination of middling play calling in the second half, but the defense really stepped up. I
Yeah,
mean, the offensive line for Green Bay gave up 15 sacks, literally one per game, leading up till
until
this game. They had
Jesus.
5 against Rodgers. They had 5, and they were big sacks. Fortunately, no fumbles or anything
That's
like
what
that.
kept
But
them
I
in.
mean,
Wow.
that kills a drive, man. You know,
Hmm.
5-6 yard sack. I mean, that's just even if it isn't third down. Like all of a sudden, like you're behind and down in distance, and the chains just seem a mile away. And I mean, I know Rodgers can air it out, but that's not the game plan. Like they still want to do the dink and dunk, but he just airs it out more often than not. But
Yep.
yeah, the running game looked great, but they just decided, to kind of go with their own thing and just I don't know. It was really uncomfortable seeing the game be that close and more or
Not.
less, more or less just decided by field position at the end. And I don't know. The defense stepped up. I mean, that was nice. The special teams did okay. Crosby was
Hmm.
still nailing field goals from crazy distances. So it was nice to see that, but at the same time you get kind of worried because in the playoffs that's not going to fly. Like that's you can't let a team that has a somewhat
Correct.
decent. I mean, if they had McCaffrey, I mean, they we'd probably lose that game, right? But
Well, yeah, because he is pretty dynamic. So
yeah, because
it
it's
depends
hard.
too.
It's
'Cause
kind of like the Dalvin Cook thing. Like when you dump off to him, you throw him in the flat. That's what makes me worried about Derrick Henry. I mean, if it's like 15
yeah.
degrees
Oh my
out in
God.
Lambeau, Derrick Henry, no one's gonna want to hit that steel truck. Are you kidding me? No one's gonna want to tackle
I
that guy. But
yeah. Yeah, he's a beast, and that game is going to absolutely this Sunday night, right?
yeah, so but
No, so
fortunately, so the Saints lost again. So the Saints dropped 2 in a row. So
yep,
now the Packers have actually a game
you get to play the
cushion.
Vikings though, like I remembered.
Oh well, I
I
mean they are the Saint Killers, right? That was your quote.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was your
my God,
quote.
was it
So
really? I need to get a T-shirt made up of that if that's the case, because that's
Saint Killer. I mean it's I mean it's true. Even no matter how highly ranked and highly touted that team is, every year the Vikings decide to come in and dampen the spirits. But even if so, let's say they win out. I mean, the Packers only have to win one of the games, so they have at Chicago to close out Week 17, and like I said, they play the Titans this weekend at Lambeau. So they have to win
what
one
do
or
you,
two. That shouldn't be too difficult. We'll actually talk a little bit more of that about that beautiful first round bye, and we'll talk about that a little bit in the tee off topic. But we
yeah.
have to talk about the axe. The season for the Big Ten, for them by and large, I know Ohio State literally ran away with the Big Ten championship against Northwestern, which I don't know if you watched it, but you probably shouldn't have because that might have been a waste of time. But although the
It was.
Minnesota Wisconsin game wasn't really exciting, actually after Mertz got injured and Wolf went in, that was
Yeah.
actually kind of interesting because it was kind of like jeez. It was
Well,
kind of like when
he's.
Hertz came in for Wentz. It's like the
I
offense and the
didn't.
defense. Like, let's do this. Let's go.
I didn't even watch much either. Oh my! Like I watched.
It was
I
kind of
think the
rough.
first quarter and most of the second quarter, but there's oh, I
So
don't know.
the,
Both offenses are so
this season
sloppy.
was weird to begin with, but also the Big Ten covered this
Yeah,
game.
yep.
So you got the Big Ten production quality and the Big Ten announcing crew, and it was so awful. Like they are just so horrible to listen to. Like I actually will take your boy Buck and Aikman doing their thing over those guys
Uh,
because they were just like, ooh, I don't know. They just kept repeating stuff over and over, and it was really rough to listen to. But at the end, you know what? It wasn't. It's been a really crappy season, and I know we didn't have enough
Correct.
time
Yeah.
to talk about the Badgers draft class, but they had a very very good signing day. The good group of freshmen coming in. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know. I'm excited that they won, but at the same
You
time, it's a
get
really
in.
disappointing season. And you already have to look forward to next season. We lose a lot of seniors. I know that there's a lot of huge signings coming in for Frosh, but you're losing a lot of talent on
How
defense. So what?
how how high or low do you get on these classes though? I mean,
Um,
the Gophers apparently had a really good class, but it's like, I mean, come
it's
on.
just like a draft grade from Mel Kiper for the NFL. Like it kind of
Oh,
matters. Like
fair
it's
point.
really just blind optimism when the season's done. You have nothing else to hold on to. like
Yeah.
watching the Badgers chop down
Uh,
the field goal post, like that's cool, that's great. But I mean, deep down, you know that this season was a wash.
yep.
And now all these teams are dropping out of bowl games. I mean, technically, the
Yep.
Badgers in a bowl versus Wake Forest, but it's the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Like, I'd rather them just not play. Like, and they probably won't actually.
Is the how many? Shoot, I wish we knew how many bowl games dropped out right now because I heard on Dan
We're
Patrick
almost at a
Radio,
dozen already.
Army was looking to play a team in a bowl game, and so uh,
So they,
okay,
I'm thinking with the teams that are dropping out that they might just pull a team that's willing to play, and just
like
yeah.
correct,
So
like
I
Army or something.
other than the CFP game, the college football playoff games, I wouldn't put anything in cement right now. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's exciting stuff. And then one final Big Ten note: our boy Bielema. He's been traveling around. He spent some time up in the Northeast with Bill Belichick, and now he's back.
Wow.
Yeah,
He's down south
He
too
was
with
he was a
Arkansas
coach's
head
assistant. Yeah,
coach.
so he left
Wow.
Wisconsin. Old Bert's back, baby. Old
To the
Bert's
Vikings.
back. Yeah, he's
Every time
coaching
I
the
pick
Big
a
Ten. Yeah, he's going to Illinois. So after former Chicago Bears coach Lovie Smith leaves coaching the Fighting Illini, we get former Badger coach Bielema. Big
I
Bird.
think people were surprised by that move because I know on the Big Ten telecast actually one of the guys was talking about he's a pretty good close friend of Lovie Smith's, I guess, and I don't know, it seemed like an odd move, but obviously getting Bielema in there, he was familiar with that um with the Big Ten landscape in general.
You think
is probably
you think it's odd that Lovie left?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the thing. It's
was
like
he
you kept talking
forced
about
out
Brett
or
Bielema coming in, but it's like, well, why did Lovie leave?
yeah.
I don't
Because
know.
I thought he was forced out. Well, I don't know what was. I don't know.
They're,
I
I
don't
mean,
know
they're
the
mostly a
specifics.
middling team, but like this is not the season
Yeah.
to fire someone. Like, really, like if you're gonna fire him during COVID, I mean, it's whatever. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, those games are always exciting because especially when they play down in Champaign, it's always I
Yeah.
don't know. Like it's the same thing with like at Northwestern. Like those games are just a lot harder than anyone will admit, especially Badger fans. But
Mhm.
yeah, so a little Big Ten fun, but I know that you're very eager, very eager to get to the soundbite of the week.
We'll keep it brief.
We're gonna give you a little, wave this little flag here of caution. Just the quality. It's literally recorded from someone recording a TV, and
Mhm.
the audio is not that great. But just the comparison and just to see the two guys side by side. I'm not gonna spoil it, but let's take a peek here.
A lot of time on technique, but let's look at their technique side by side. You can see Charlie opens the club place a little quicker on the backswing, but look at the width right there on the way back. You'll see at the top, little firmer hands for Charlie. Tiger drops the club in under a little bit. And then both really use their lower bodies. Big rotation, beautiful balance. And I'm sure that's something, Tiger being kind of an old school swing. Then look at the footwork between Justin Thomas on the left and Charlie on the right. Very similar there, using the ground as a force.
Woo! Woo! That's spicy. That's it's just insane to see just someone who's so young already have such a mastery of technique. Like obviously
Yep.
so young that you don't have the core muscle groups really to be able to capitalize on it, but just to have that form down. I mean, you've been playing for how many years, and you've been saying like, how does he twist his wrist? Like it's
When he starts, yeah, he cocks that wrist back a little bit. You turn it. It's like opening a door slightly. That's how you think of it. Just slight. It's I'm
meanwhile
jealous.
we do it.
Envious.
Woo! Shank.
Charlie's learning from the best. Tiger, obviously, is dad. So,
Whoa!
well,
Controversy. No, I'm just
are
kidding.
one of the greatest there.
One of the goats for sure. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love to see the side by sides like that, especially someone, you know, obviously slightly past their prime, but I mean,
Mhm.
still a legendary figure in golf. So yeah, that's very good find, sir. Very good find.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we'll keep her moving. Tee off topic. So we mentioned this a little bit. The Packers have a very good chance at getting the first seed in the NFC. Keep in mind that this year the playoff format's a little bit different. The first
Hmm.
seed is actually the only team that gets a bye.
Hmm.
So it kind of changes things, So now you kind of have the two frames of thought. Like it's better to have that rest, get healthy, be prepared, get another week to, get your mind right and get everybody healthy and on the same page. And then you also
Yep.
have like, do you want to keep on the roll like the Titans last year? You go in, you knock out the Patriots. You go in, you knock out the Ravens. Like you keep it going. And I mean that obviously there's plenty of teams, maybe not so much in recent history as the first and second seeds have been primarily the ones in the Super Bowl, but I mean in
Hmm.
years before, I mean the Packers when they won the Super Bowl, they were a 6 seed and they won the wild card, divisional champ, like they went through the whole rigmarole and they ended the season 10-6.
Think think of the Steelers and the Saints 4 weeks ago.
Oh my god! So you think of yeah the highs and lows, and yeah last night them losing to
Yep.
Cincinnati. I will tell you that every Steeler fan already said that this is probably going to be a loss. Like they could just
Like
feel
going
it.
into the game,
Oh yeah! Oh
oh,
yeah! Oh
something's
yeah!
going on in that
I
locker
had
room,
two
man.
Steeler fans I talked to specifically like this is not going to be good. Like there's
Something's
yeah there's something in the water in Pittsburgh, but
One poor
the
one of the Watt brothers got hurt. Did you see it on a
yeah little
kickoff
Derek.
return play?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Derek.
yeah. So they had the stat that I think the last 15 matchups between the Steelers and Bengals, the Steelers have won until
Oh
last night.
God, of
But
course.
they had won 15 in a row. This would have been 16 for 8 season sweeps of the Bengals, and they lost.
Uh,
They lost.
without Joe Burrow.
Yeah, without. Oh my gosh.
Burrows.
All right. So the point of this is the first seed, is it more or less valuable in your opinion? Do you think? Because remember, you have home field advantage throughout, but home field is not home
Yeah.
field anymore. And we
This
talked
year,
about this
yes.
last week that the cold does. I mean, yeah, people's like, oh, you can't really practice and that. Like, you can though. Like, it's just cold weather. It's not like a hurricane's going through, or like no, there's nothing. It's just chilly.
And look at it this way. Look at the teams right now that have the top seeds, the Packers and the Chiefs. Absolutely, this is going to help them because they're teams that I don't. Yeah, the Packers maybe have slower starts usually, like we've talked about, and the Chiefs can kind of just lull away until they get a busted play sort of thing. But I mean, they're going to definitely take advantage of it. I think to be able to play or to have the bye, no matter what, is going to help. And knowing that it's only one team this year definitely is a huge advantage. I think overall, I I was, and one of the things that's tricky about this topic is because you naturally want to talk about, okay, well then which team is going to lose first week? And so, like, because when you're a 2 seed, you automatically getting that bye. I could see one of those 2 seeds like losing, even both of them losing early, just because their mindsets aren't there really. Like the Saints, who are they really? Who are the Saints right now? Who are the Steelers? And
You,
technically, they're
I
both
mean, you
two
could say
seeds.
that about the whole NFC, man. They've all looked weak at certain times. Like the Packers had a hard
Yep,
time putting
yep,
away the lot. Every cat team apparently.
yep.
The Panthers, Jaguars, and Lions. They all had issues putting away. Dropped the
This
game to the
weekend,
Vikings, which I'm still super
yeah.
bitter about. They
Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be the test, right? Because like they lost the close one in OT versus the Colts. Um, but then they had like the nice pick me up games against some crappier teams. You go through the Eagles, you go through the Bears, the
Hmm.
Lions. You break some Stafford's ribs when he breaks out of the pocket. You feel good about
Uh,
yourself, and you eke out an ugly win versus the Panthers. It's like yeah, you know what? A lot of Packer fans be like, oh, you should have held on the gas and should have been 35. You know, at the same time, it's like, dude, it's still a win. Like it's still the
Yeah.
NFL. It's still any given Sunday.
Yep.
It's still the first seed in the NFC. Like, chill. I used to be that fan. I'm no longer that fan because you look at all the teams and they've all been pretty exposed. Like we talk about the Seahawks dropping one to New York to the Giants not too long ago. The Saints spiraling. Don't get me
The
wrong.
Rams.
The game
The
against the Rams, the NFC is not what it's chalked up to be. And even in the AFC, like you mentioned, the Steelers. I mean, they've lost 3 straight. Like they started out 11-0, and they could end up 11-5 because their schedule does not get that much easier. They play the Colts, I believe, and then they close the season with the Browns for the division, most likely. So
yeah, that's right.
they could lose 5 straight. So
the Browns end up taking the division. Wow.
I mean, but the Ravens, I think, are still in play. But there's some things that have to happen. But yeah, so that division, once thought to be locked up and sealed away, it's a little more complicated now. So I mean, other than the Chiefs, the AFC is up for grabs aside from the Chiefs. So it's if I had to pick, I don't know, man. I would say.
What's your Super Bowl prediction then? Let's just get those out of the way.
You want to do that right now?
Why
Oh,
not? We're kind of
wait. Like my
okay.
my actual prediction or my
Yeah.
Homer prediction.
Well, you can do both. Yeah.
All right, actual, as you see all the merchandise and stuff hanging around the room, I wouldn't say Packers Chiefs. I know it's first seed, but that's what I wanted last year.
That's
if
what
the
I want.
team that would be so cool. That would be so cool. And I even have the pennant right there. It could be a rematch of Super Bowl 1. It'd be great.
That's what I want. I'm gonna go wild card here and say the Seahawks Chiefs.
I think it has to be the Chiefs either way. I think no matter what, the Chiefs for AFC. NFC, you know what? I feel like the Saints they just lost their luster. Especially if somehow, I don't know if it's possible, but if they can end up not playing in the dome outside of Green Bay, like if they don't play the Packers and they have to travel outside of their beautiful, pretty little dome, I think it could be difficult. So it kind of does matter that they keep at least the. I don't think they can lose the division either because that division's so bad. I think because they swept Tampa. No, they split with Tampa Bay. No, I have to look at that again. Tampa Bay, I think is gonna.
Yes, they did. Yeah, because Tampa Bay won.
Yeah, so I think that Tampa Bay can do some damage, but it's hard. I would say probably if it's not Green Bay, I think it would have to be probably the Seahawks too. That defense is atrocious, but you know what? Passing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they can get warm at the right time. Like if these. Like they played pretty well last week. Granted, they played the Jets, but no, 2 weeks ago. Sorry, they played the Jets. They got their So they pulled in two wins together. So they're still a 10-win team. Like they're not bad, but I think this might be the year that defense does not win championships, much like the 49ers last season.
Yeah. As much as people want to probably go forth and pick the Titans or the Bills again. I mean, the Bills defense.
We've just ignored the Bills.
Yes, the Bills' defense is legit, come to think of it, and Josh Allen can make plays. That might be the most dangerous team to knock off the Chiefs, but it's like you got to see Allen play in a big game. Maybe this is his coming out. Maybe in the playoffs, this is his coming out, and he has a name, like a Rodgers-esque sort of. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be nice to see. Yeah, maybe can we hold on to the predictions? Let's just finish the regular season.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because it like you said, it's hard to tell how these teams are doing because they're so up and down. But the Bills have been pretty steady, and the fact that we just wrote off the Bills mentally without even mentioning it, we're not ready to make predictions yet. We're not ready yet. All right, that is our show. I hope you guys have amazing holidays. Whatever you celebrate will be. Is Hanukkah done? Are we done with Hanukkah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a quick props update. You're up 31-28 to 1. I just compiling from last week. We'll continue this in a few weeks, but we wanted to keep things short this week.
For sure. All right, everyone, please travel safe. Please stay safe. Please do all those awesome things that you do. And you know what? If you get a shot, listen to the podcast while you're traveling, huh? Why not?
Yes.
Tell old grandma, hey, you know what?
Take a sip. Yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy this one. That's what you tell them.
Oh, it's fantastic. All right, we appreciate you guys. You can find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. We're also on Twitter at AA Podcast, on YouTube. Everything is there. The website will be launched in January. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
We still got a little bit of work to do, but that will be coming, and more content will be coming your way. But that is all we have. Thank you guys for listening. We are out.